Now, purge, who knows? I mean, this is a purge of an old administration in a way, and that happens every time. But on Thursday, the Library of Congress librarian, Dr. Carla Hayden, was fired, and the reasons given were DEI, which is diversity, equity, and inclusion. For those of you not in U.S. politics, it's a reason to get fired from the previous administration, as we're told. And also because they put in books that were inappropriate for children, though the Library of Congress is one of the biggest libraries in the world with collections all over the place, and a ton of it is not suitable for children. So that happened. Okay, it's Library of Congress. Then the report comes out on the morning right after that, May 9th. And so a lot of people who are looking at this, journalists, are looking into it and finding some sources, and everyone's at guesswork, but it certainly seems like the writing's on the wall. Shira Perlmutter's not going to last if her boss doesn't last. That's how these things work. And this report, which is 3 months old, was actually told this is not a completed version, but pretty close to it. I forgot what their exact language was, but it's like pretty much done except for the citations and finishing up. I doubt that they actually felt like that, but also they had a chance to get this out before getting fired. And at least that put it out in the public eye. So then she gets fired. Now, here we are. And by the time this podcast gets out, they may remove it, but it really doesn't matter. People have downloaded it and it's had an impact. In a way, I wouldn't call it a leak, but it certainly was, wow, we're getting out of here. We want this to matter. And Representative Joe Morell of New York actually says it has a lot to do with AI, and he blames it on Elon Musk. Surprise, surprise. He called it, and I'll read his quote, a brazen, unprecedented power grab with no legal basis. It is surely no coincidence he acted less than a day after she refused to rubber stamp Elon Musk's efforts to mine troves of copyrighted works to train AI models. I've looked in the link he had to the last part of the document. I haven't seen where that's actually validated or what they know, so that's sort of conjecture. I mean, what a Game of Thrones around the copyright. Because if you understand why copyright is not some boring old concept, this is what's going to impact that data that went in. If this report was allowed to stand, or is allowed to stand, that influence on court cases, decisions, regulations, Congress, laws would be immense. Because it actually says we need to look at compensating creators and we need to respect creative industries because this will have an economic impact. Or will they just fire her, put out a new document, and move on? Up to you, but creators, if you really wanted an opening, I told you this year would be the year. I had no idea what happened this fast. Surprise in this country, but it's moving. And if this report just goes and we all forget it, this is a major statement saying creators deserve compensation. AI developers, you should be listening.